So today we're going to talk about hypnobirthing.
Yes.
And this is Gabriel. Gabriel is working with me in Love to Feel Good, and Gabriel's specialty is women's health and preparation for birth,
Yes.
and also many other treatments that are linked to that. So can you firstly introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Gabriel. A little bit about me, because that's what people want to know when deciding about choosing a hypnobirthing instructor. I originally trained as a nurse and a midwife and worked as a midwife for many years, so I can draw on all those experiences. And then I also trained as a hypnotherapist, so I feel the two come together perfectly when teaching hypnobirthing, because hypnobirthing is about empowering people to have a positive birth experience.
Lovely, thank you very much. Now, I know nothing about this. In fact, I've never...
You've had 3 children.
Yeah,
You
yes.
know a lot about birth.
Yes, I do, and actually I so appreciate the amount of work you put in to make it a pleasant experience, because actually my first birth was quite traumatic.
Yeah.
But my last one was seems out of the world. So, and it was actually due to the midwife that I had with me on the day.
Yeah.
She was just absolutely fantastic. And so I can, yes, personally I know a lot about giving birth, but I'm not trained in hypnobirthing.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important factor one has to consider, because there will be a medical side to this process, and although we are trained in a similar field, our expertise is nowhere near the same when it comes to specific treatments.
Yeah.
So can you introduce hypnobirthing to our clients a little bit more, please?
Yes, so first of all, when I teach hypnobirthing, I can't give medical advice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not working as a midwife.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know where to signpost people to get information, current, up-to-date information. I've actually got quite a lot of books that I can recommend during the course, so that people know where to go, rather than asking Dr. Google or a Facebook group where you get a lot of opinions but not necessarily fact. I can point you in the direction so that you can make the decisions that are right for you when you have your baby.
Yes, it is important, I think, to have that guidance, and and again, it's an important part of what we do, is keeping up to date with the latest research in medical sciences.
Yeah.
In fact, this is not just for hypnobirthing, but all across our therapeutic approaches. It is very, very important for us to be delivering the latest, and keeping it safe.
Yeah, and I think that's often something that people don't realise in the hypnobirthing course. Most people realise that it's about learning hypnosis and how and when to apply it, but I actually go into a lot more depth about harnessing our amazing subconscious so that we can feel calm and relaxed in situations, so that no matter what situation we find ourselves in during childbirth, because we don't always know which course it's going to take, we can tap into those resources and use the tools that we learn on the course to have the best experience that we can in the situation.
And I think it's so important, again, using my own experience of child labour, you feel that you don't have the control perhaps sometimes. There are professionals around you, and you don't necessarily know what type of questions you could be asking, what kind of processes you could be tapping into, and really it's enabling the best possible. And this is a very strong factor about hypnobirthing and other treatments that employ hypnosis, because it is about the relaxed state of mind, isn't it?
And it is.
enabling one person to create it for themselves in that situation.
Yes, and we also talk about how to use language in a more positive way.
Yes,
that's quite a big part of the first session, because it's split into 4 sessions, which can either be done as 4 individual sessions or as 2 days. And actually people are often quite surprised that first session I talk a lot about and discuss with people the way we use language and how that can either unknowingly scare us or empower us. And so we talk about how that can help during childbirth.
And it may be worth mentioning at this stage that you don't just see the expectant mothers.
No. The fathers or birth partner, whoever is accompanying the mum.
Yes.
It's wonderful if they can attend the course as well, because a big part of the course is enabling the birth partner to know what they can do to best help in that situation.
Yes, and I think that's wonderful. You know, it's for many people this may be their first baby, and that's a big change to their life.
And we don't grow up knowing about childbirth.
No,
we don't see it.
Yes.
We might see it on the TV, but that's not always terribly realistic. And TV tends to show the more negative side of life. Now, I was thinking about it, and I was thinking when I was a midwife and expecting my first baby 30 years ago, a lot of people would say to me, "Are you frightened? Being a midwife, are you more frightened?" And I was quite surprised, because I would say, "No, I'm not frightened at all," because I saw a lot of very normal birth and wonderful experiences. Whereas a lot of people don't get that opportunity.
Yes.
They hear other people's negative stories, and then they might be focusing on birth as negative.
You see, if somebody asked me that question after my first child, I would probably have not many nice things to say about the birth itself, actually about the staff even, because I thought I didn't get the support that I needed. It was so frightening. You know, it's like I would have it second and my third were complete opposite, and I still recall that in a very positive way. But I can totally understand if there are ladies out there who may not have had that second happy experience, or maybe even sort of worrying about the first one because they had their friend telling them sort of had a bad experience themselves. But I think it's important to let our clients know that this is a technique, and that it will help them.
It's a range of techniques. I always explain it to people. I think of the techniques as like tools that we learn how to use, and then we put them in our toolbox, and we can carry that with us through life, and we can apply the tools during childbirth. But so often I hear back from people, and they'll actually tell me how they used it in different situations as well,
I can imagine.
which is amazing, isn't it? They teach their children how to use the breathing to help in stressful situations, and all sorts of ways that they can use the tools. It's not, the focus is on childbirth,
but the techniques can be applied.
Absolutely, and right the way through life.
Yes, well, wonderful. That's really it. And let's just now come back to the actual who can do this. Who can come and see you. Because actually you and I know that hypnobirthing is available now through some hospitals, through some NHS places, and we've had a discussion about this recently, and you pointed out several important sort of bits of information to me that I wouldn't necessarily know. So can you just repeat these for me, please?
Yes, hypnobirthing is for everyone. I've taught people often it's their first baby. I've taught people who it's their second, third baby. They haven't learned hypnobirthing before and want to be able to have a different birth experience in subsequent births. I've taught people who know they're going to have a cesarean because there are still a lot of things that can help someone feel calm, relaxed and in control in those different situations.
Yes, that's right.
So it's not just associated with a normal home birth. And I think that's one of the really, really important things. I've known people use the techniques on a delivery suite. In fact, when I did my hypnobirthing training, there was a doctor on the course learning about hypnobirthing because he worked on delivery suite and saw people using it and thought how amazing it was. So he also learnt the techniques to be able to help women in those situations. It's really, really empowering for both of the couple. I was actually telling a couple I've been teaching recently how I now look back and think I neglected my husband when we were expecting our first baby, because I thought, I don't need to do birth preparation classes because I know it. And my poor husband, afterwards, I wasn't aware at the time, afterwards he told me he was sitting in the corner and didn't know what to say or what to do or what was happening until the buzzer came and everyone ran in. And so we laugh about it now, but actually
for him it could be quite traumatic for him, right?
It could have been.
Because he's feeling helpless.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I was able to explain it all to him afterwards, and but it made me very aware that it's such an important part for the dads, because the dads, that they are the closest person to the mother who's giving birth. So how wonderful that they can be such a positive part of the whole experience.
Yeah, I think the partner always says, their place is there where it needs to be. They can fill in a purpose. They can be useful, and I think our partners always look for that. How can I be useful here?
Yes.
What is my purpose here?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how our human mind is preoccupied with these questions, right? So
and a lot of the dads have the same fears and concerns and anxieties. So by doing the course and experiencing the breathing techniques, the relaxations, the positive side of things, it helps them, and they're in a better position then to help their partner.
Absolutely. Well, I really like I know you personally, so I think, whoever knows you as a therapist will have this kind of, hugely warm feeling when they get to know you. So that's lovely. And,
thank you.
But also, you can see people either here in the clinic, or you offer to see them in their own homes, which again, I think it's the flexibility of that is wonderful. Because they can choose. Yeah,
depending on circumstances. Some people love to come to the clinic, and if I'm running group courses, they tend to be on a Saturday because people are often at work, and it's nice at lunchtime to pop into Sevenoaks, and sometimes people, especially if they have other children, sometimes it's more convenient for me to go to them. It's and I think that's flexible. Lovely, because again, hypnobirthing is it could be sort of stand-alone a process that the couple goes through. It is not a therapy. No.
In fact, the word therapy doesn't quite often fit in with the use of hypnosis anyway, because hypnosis is only a tool of interaction, which we should always keep reminding our clients, because hypnosis is actually a state of heightened attention. And within that state of heightened attention, we can really focus our minds on what's best possible, and really in a framework of hypnobirthing, it will be the best possible experience of birth, and having a feeling of control, and knowing that, you know, we've got all these different, you know, potential, not just techniques, but potential questions and potential help that we can ask for the support that we need in that moment. And I think that's what you can, so you are able to deliver the whole package.
Yeah.
So Gabriel is absolutely fully trained to give you
years of experience.
Yes, yeah, and it's just lovely, and thank you for doing this with me, because you and I are newbies to doing video recordings. So hopefully, you know.
Well, hopefully it's been useful.
As well, yeah, no.
And if anyone wants more information,
yes,
they can contact us.
Yes.
You know, either phone or email.
There is always free consultation available to everyone before they start any kind of treatment with us.
Yeah.
And you know, specifically when it's about hypnobirthing, they should be directed to you. So that's it really. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.